Hello, welcome to this month's full moon reading, full moon ritual and workshop. So this week, this month, we're going to do things a little bit differently. Usually, I take a look at a lot of the astrology over the month to talk about that during this full moon workshop, but I feel like things should be different this time. I don't know why. Something's pushing me to literally just show up here and do this in my flow and see how it goes. Almost all the messages I've received around December and moving forward have all been about connecting to our higher self, connecting to our inner wisdom, being more in alignment, stepping into our truth, stepping into our power. So I feel like why not do this workshop and ritual align with that. So here we are. So we are in a Cancer full moon. It's happening at 3 a.m. around on Wednesday morning in the UK. So tonight, the 29th, we're very much in that energy. So tonight, tomorrow, the day after, like really under the full moon energy. And then after that, you can continue to do this workshop for a few days. It's always good, I think, to carve out some time, even if it's just half an hour, to focus on yourself. So why not use this as that time? So the Cancer full moon, if you don't know about Cancer as a sign, Cancer as a sign is basically someone who's very tuned into their intuition, very caring, very nurturing, very connected to their emotions. So what you might find around this Cancer full moon is that your emotions become heightened. You might get some old emotions coming back up again. So really take a look at those emotions from a perspective of nurturing those emotions and just looking at them with compassion and not judging them. It's important to do that for this Cancer full moon. I feel like it's almost like a wave that we might get hit by waves of emotion coming through, and some people might start to judge it and almost panic because we've had so much stuff coming at us the past couple of months. But know that this is giving us an opportunity to really start to move past this and release it. So, a Cancer full moon is very kind of deep, I feel like. And it's a little bit different to others, but also because this is the final full moon of 2020, I just feel that we don't particularly need to be writing our intentions down or anything like that. I feel like if you can just take some time to feel what's coming up for you and how you want things to go for you and feel into that more so than writing down the things that you want to work towards or the things that you want to release. We're going to spend some time in the meditation releasing the things that we want to release in a different way, that we're not being like, oh my God, I'm so happy to get rid of that, but almost in a like, thank you very much. You offered me opportunities and lessons in 2020, and now I'd like to say goodbye to that with gratitude and thanks. So do take some time out over the next couple of days to sit with what you have learnt this year. It's a perfect time to do that. Use this opportunity to check in with yourself and how much you've developed in 2020. It's easy for us to look on the dark side and look at the bad things, what might have happened in 2020 because of COVID and because of being stuck at home, right? But flip the script and look at the things that have been great for you in 2020. Maybe you've developed a business, maybe you've come up with new routines, maybe your health has gotten better because you've been taking care of yourself more, maybe you've dived more into like mindset work and self-development. So take this time now to really reflect on how far you've come. Look at how much you've grown over this year, and don't just brush that off. Really, really feel into that and celebrate it. That's going to be really important. So take your time to do that. So I'm going to just light an incense. As I said, I feel like it should be different this time, and I feel like I should welcome in some of my own practices into today's ritual. So one of my practices is to use incense. I don't really use sage, and there's a couple of reasons for that. One of them being that I don't have access to it here particularly, but also I've read quite a lot about sage and its uses, and it being overfarmed, and indigenous people, they're the ones what sell it, but yes, it's being like mass produced, and it's taken away from the nature of sage and its history and stuff like that. But anyway, I'm not going to go into that. But I'm using incense, and actually this incense is local. It's from a lady what made it by hand, and it's beautiful. And also I got some frankincense, some real frankincense, which is amazing, some new essential oils. So incense is the same thing as using sage, right? You can use incense to cleanse your space. You can use incense to cleanse yourself, to cleanse your cards. As I put on my Instagram as well, if you don't have access to sage, incense, all of these things, you don't need access to things to be spiritual. Just as a side point, you don't. You just naturally are spiritual. You're a spiritual being. If you have a candle, right, you can use a candle to cleanse your space. You can use a candle to cleanse your cards. Candles actually attract in angelic energy as well. Candles are like very connected to angel energy. So if you're trying to speak to your angels, connect to your angels, light a candle, because they love that. It's a lovely one to do, and it's great for cleansing cards. I always cleanse my cards over a candle. It gets rid of any of that negative energy. So I want to thank you first for being here and for all the support you've given me in 2020. And I want to thank my spirit guides, and I want to thank my angels for allowing me to do this work and for allowing me to guide you. And for me, this full moon is very much about being in that space of gratitude and really sitting with and welcoming all of those amazing memories, growth, opportunities that you've had, and really giving thanks for that. As I said, the energy is a little bit different. We are going to do some cards. So we'll do some cards, and then we're going to do a meditation at the end. I wish I had a sound bowl. It's on my list. I'm going to have one soon, so I'm looking forward to that. Okay, so what have we got around this Cancer full moon? What's coming up here? I hope you all had a lovely Christmas as well. It was a funny one, a bit different, but that's 2020, right? Yeah, so 2020 has given us this opportunity to have this change, right? We've learned so much from the change that if you think about it, without 2020, you wouldn't be the person you are today. So really give thanks for that. But it gave us an opportunity to learn, to grow, to develop skills, to train for how we want to move into 2021. And it also gave us the opportunity to recognize what our passion actually is and how to connect to it. But also, maybe you felt a little bit like you'd been pulled through a hedge backwards, like you felt a little bit like, why has this happened to me? That victim mindset. But know that when you reflect, that it was all working out perfectly. In fact, this was the plan, right? And how can you reflect on 2020 in a way that makes you really be grateful for the opportunities it gave you? The 9 in Buddhism is the end of the cycle, so we're here now. And I love that this follows up then with the Wheel of Fortune, which says the wheel is turning, and it's turning right now, and we're finishing this cycle and moving on to the next one. So um, all cycles end, all cycles continue to move around, and they represent, um, all the opportunities that we've had. So the cycle is turning right now. The wheel of fortune is turning, and we're moving on to the next thing. You see how this is a 10, which is the end of the cycle. So we've got 5, 9, 10. That's the end of the cycle. We're here now, we're coming to the end, but it's time for you to reflect and look at this past year with some gratitude and really celebrate the things that you've learned and the opportunities you've had to grow, because things are going to be different. And we've already headed into Aquarius, which means that going forward into 2021, it's going to be really important for you to be standing in your power, standing in your truth, but also to serve in a different type of way. We're going to be serving together. It's not going to be about us going along with things or trying to do things just for ourselves. So that's really important, that when we move on, we're doing it as a community effort, that we're doing it together moving forward. Also, you're going to recognize that you'll be able to see through the facade. You'll have like a bullshit detector, and you'll be able to see through it really easily, because we're going to be very much more looking for authenticity and alignment. So that welcomes you to be in your power, because that's what we need right now. We need you to stand in your power moving forward and to be connected to your intuition. We don't want people who are trying to follow strategies and trying to be someone they're not. So things are going to change a bit. I want to also share with you that things are not going to change on the 1st of January in terms of energy and things like that. We're still going to be stuck in this energy for a little bit longer. Perhaps it could take us up to the end of February or March or springtime, but know that don't get disappointed if on the 1st of January or the first week of January, everything has not changed. Because we're still in this energy for a little bit longer, and that's okay. Just make some peace with that. So we'll do a Moonology card. Yeah, so luck is on your side, because if you keep the faith and know that the wheel of fortune is turning in your favor, know that whatever you focus on in terms of how you want to feel is going to come to you. I think I spoke about this before, but our ability to create things is going to be much more easier now. We're going to find it a lot easier to manifest things, but the way we manifest things is going to be different. We're not going to be trying to manifest like £100 or whatever. It's going to be very much leaning into how we want to feel, and that will welcome in the abundance and the manifestations. So it's going to be a lucky year. I feel like 2021 is going to be a really great year for a lot of people. It's going to be very, very different to 2020. But know that like it's not all going to change on the 1st of January. And also we're heading into 2021, which is the year of the Hierophant, which it means that creating new belief systems. So it's going to be a whole new way of doing it. And I feel like I could talk a lot about the downloads, what I get, and the messages, and when I connect to different beings. But I feel like that should be another workshop, because I have a lot to say about what's going to happen in 2021, and it's not going to fit in this because this is a full moon workshop. So we're going to head into a meditation, and at the end then I'll welcome you to really think about the things that you have gratitude for in 2020, the things that you learned, the new opportunities that you had, the growth, and really reflect on that from a place of love and compassion. So we'll head into the meditation, get my music ready. Okay, so let's do our full moon meditation for Cancer. So I welcome you now to get comfy. If you're not comfy, just make sure you pause this. Get whatever you need, get comfortable. If you want to light a candle for this, do. So close your eyes, and I want you to take like the deepest breaths that you've taken all day. So really into the base of your spine and into your belly. Really feel the base of your spine feeling very, very heavy and grounded. And you're going to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. One more time. And I want you to connect to this breath like it was the tide, like it's the sea coming in and out. The tide and the sea is really connected to the moon. So she controls the sea, the tide coming in and out. And because of that, she is so connected to you because you are water. So when you connect to your breath and you hear it, you connect it to it in a way that it sounds like the water, like the sea, it drops us into this place of being really, really connected and grounded, especially at a full moon. So if you feel like you want to connect more, you want to ground more, you can use your breath in a way that it feels, sounds like the sea. So today we're actually going to be on the sea because we're taking a boat. But before we begin, I want you to take a couple more deep breaths and really ground into this moment with gratitude and joy. And now I want you to imagine that you're standing on the shore. You're on the shore, and this beach that you're on is like pebbly. It's a pebbly beach. And in front of you, there's a small boat, a small wooden boat. And you're actually on an island, and it's a really, really small island. And you've been here all year. And now it's time for you to move on. So I want you now to turn around and look at what's behind you. And what's there on the beach, on this very small island, is all the parts of your past, all the parts of 2020 that you'd like to leave behind with joy, gratitude, grace, and compassion. But see it all there on the beach right now. It could be feelings, it could be things, it could be places, it could be routines, it could be different people, it could be work projects, whatever it is that you don't want to take with you into this next cycle, have it there on the beach in front of you. So all the things that you want to leave behind, they're all lined up on the beach. Take a moment to have a look at what those are. I want you to connect to those things in a way that you can say goodbye to them now with gratitude. We're not trying to get rid of them. They just are. They're not controlling us at all. We're just ready to release them right now. And you're going to turn back around and get into this small wooden boat. And you're going to face the beach. So you're sitting on a wooden seat in your boat and you're facing all of those things on the beach. The places, the ideas, the routines, anything that you're ready to release. And you're going to grab your 2 oars and you're going to start to row. And you're rowing out to sea, but it's very calm. And actually, where you're going, it might seem like a big journey, but it's going to be quite easy for you to get there. You will naturally flow to that place. So the rowing is going to be easy for you. So go ahead and start to row away from that beach. And you will see all of those things, ideas, routines, anything that you want to leave behind are waving goodbye to you, and you're smiling, and they're getting smaller and smaller and smaller as you move away from this tiny island. And they get so small that you can barely see them anymore. And then you can't see them at all. And you can smile and know that you are ready to say goodbye to the island and say goodbye to those things. So continue to row in your boat. I know that it's like the full moon is out. It's really serene. The water is calm. You feel like it's very easy to row right now. It's not difficult. So just enjoy the ride. You start to feel yourself being pulled towards a different island. And the current is almost taking you there. Like you barely have to row anymore. Your boat is just naturally flowing that way. And you're gliding in and you can see a shore up ahead. And you can feel your boat just automatically floating, gliding, going with the current that leads it to this shore of this new island. Then you arrive at this shore and your boat slides up onto the sand. And you have like this idea that this is a special place. You feel like your vibe has heightened almost, like you're really happy right now. You're happy to be here. You're happy to have the opportunity to leave that other island behind. And you're going to step out of your boat and walk up the beach, up the shore. And you'll see up ahead, coming up on the horizon, is a lighthouse. So we're going to head towards that lighthouse right now. So keep walking until you get to the base of the lighthouse. And there's a door there. You walk through the door And we're going to walk up these steps. You'll see there's quite a lot because we need to get to the top of the lighthouse. So start stepping up the steps to go up to the lighthouse. So you see yourself ascending, you're going up, up, up. And you see the little tiny windows as you're going up the lighthouse, and you can see out to the sea. And off you go up the lighthouse. And finally, you reach the top. At the top of the lighthouse, there is a light. And that light is shining for all to see, to guide people to this place. And that's why your boat found it really easy to get there, because it almost sends out a vibration that attracts people like you. The funny thing about this light is it's like liquid. So it's not just an ordinary light, and you find it quite mesmerizing to look at. Beside the light, you will see a lantern, an empty lantern. I want you to pick up that lantern. And what you're going to do is you're going to scoop out some of the light from the liquid light. You're going to scoop it out with your hand, and you're going to pop it into the lantern. This light, now what you have in your hands in the lantern, is your light. This light is your future. This light is all the abundance and opportunities what are coming up for you. This light is your power. This light is your intuition. This light is your guidance, your beacon. And know that you have this with you at all times now. It's yours. You were brought here for a reason, to find this light. So I want you to take this lantern and have a really big smile on your face, because you found the light and this is your light. This means that you belong and that great things are coming for you, and you can step forward into this next cycle knowing that you have the light. And this light has everything that you need. It has your alignment, it has your truth, it has your power, it has your intuition, it has all the abundance, it has all the ideas, it has everything that you need. And you were brought here to take this light and to leave behind the things that don't serve you anymore, in order for you to move into this next cycle with grace and gratitude and joy. So I want you to take this light now and start to walk back down the lighthouse. You're going back down the lighthouse, down the steps, being able to look out at those little windows to see the sea on your way back down. Keep walking down the steps until you come to the bottom. But this time, the door is different. So I want you to step through that door now. Step in through that door and know that it feels like a powerful portal. You're stepping through now. You're stepping through, and here you are, back home, back where you started in this meditation, but this time you have the light. Take that light with you, moving into this next cycle with gratitude and grace and joy. I want you to take a deep breath now and give thanks for the light, that beacon. And you can open your eyes. There we go. So I hope you enjoyed that. as I said, please take some time now to write down what came up for you. What did you want to leave behind, um, with gratitude, and how you feel about your light? What does that mean for you? What does that represent for you? And take some time over the next couple of days just to sit and reflect on all the amazing things that happened in 2020 for you before we move forward. So that is it. I will see you for the new moon, which is in the beginning of January, second week in January. So have an amazing new year. Happy New Year. And thank you for your support this year. And I'll see you soon. Take care.